Doing Time with Deputy Mike.
Hi, welcome back to Doing Time with Deputy Mike. I am Course Mike, and if we can get into roll call. Grab your seat and take a seat. It's roll call time. And today we have a really special guest. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself to us.
Great. I'm Dr. Todd Waldron, a local chiropractor here in Cortland.
And welcome to the show.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
I'm Nate.
And that's Nate.
Yeah, I think I've been on here before.
Nate's been around the block.
Yep.
So if we can go ahead and go right into interrogation time.
Interrogation time.
So as we were saying, Dr. Waldron is a local chiropractor, and I happen to be actually one of his train wreck clients. But today we were talking while I was at the office, and you were talking about starting a sports clinic.
Yeah.
So let's hear about that.
Yeah. So we see a lot of student athletes in our office, which is pretty cool, and so I also help out with one of the local high schools, and with helping out with some of their medical care in the games, and we just noticed that there is or at least it was a lack of clinics on Saturday morning. Not everybody's open. Obviously the urgent cares and the ERs are always available. However, for the things that are maybe non-emergent injuries that can be dealt with, or something that needs stabilized or looked at before they can get into ortho or before they can maybe get into physical therapy, there was really a hole for that. So we can always go to urgent care, you can always go to the ER, but there you take a lot of time. You could be there for hours. So for us, we thought it's cool, we can open something up, get the stuff we need to properly care for these kids and adults, really, if someone's just a weekend warrior. But it allows us to get them in, do what we need to do, a quicker environment, help get their kids stabilized, and then make the appropriate referral wherever they need to go, whether it be to ortho or physical therapy or maybe just something we can do for them.
That's pretty cool. So jumped. Let's hear a little about you too. I mean, how long have you done this, and what got you into this field?
That's a great question. Well, I've been doing it 23 years now. So when I grew up, I didn't know anything about it. Never heard of chiropractic. When I was a kid, we got hurt. I don't even know if we even went to the doctor that often. It was just like literally the old saying, "Rub some dirt on it." That's pretty much what we did. Yeah, we just it didn't happen. So I was in school. I went to Bowling Green for my undergrad, and I played intramural sports and got hurt playing flag football. Nothing major, but just ended up going to clinic. They put me into physical therapy. Got better. I was a lot better actually, but just not perfect. And I was 19. I just felt like something still wasn't right. So a friend of mine was like, "Why don't you go to my chiropractor?" I had no idea what that was, and so I'm like, never. I don't even know if I even heard the term before, and so. I asked him what it was. He told me, and I was like, as long as my dad's insurance covers it, I'm cool.
Right,
and it did. So that's back when insurance was good. So I went, I don't know, a handful of times, and I thought it was really neat, and that's kind of how it all started.
And here you are.
Yeah.
So, did you grew up in the area then?
Yep. Grew up in Warren. Went to Howland High School, and then I left in '92. Went to Bowling Green, and then when I went to Chicago area for my chiropractic training.
Wow, you went a distance.
Yeah.
That is a distance. So, well, let's go ahead and into. Wait, where are we at?
The booking.
No.
Oh wait, not the booking.
Yeah, we're in the booking,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Oh no, we need to go into the booking. I am confused today.
Listen,
It's one of those
Tuesday.
weeks.
Yeah.
It's Tuesday.
It's winter outside, pretty much.
It is. Froze my butt off this morning, but I actually have all my winter. I grabbed all my winter stuff. And
It's a sad day when they have to pull that out of the
Yeah.
closet.
it is. So if we could, please, let's head into the booking.
The booking.
So with the clinic, how have you guys started the ball rolling on it, or?
The sports clinic?
Yes.
Yeah, so we've had a couple Saturdays. We're doing it every other Saturday. And, we're there pretty much every Saturday now. But, yeah, so it's been good. We've had some little bit of response to it, and it's been great. The people that have come in, it's exactly how we would hope to do it. It was quick for them. We got their kid evaluated from game the prior night. We've had football, soccer. We've had a lot of volleyball injuries. So it's been a really neat experience so far. And I think it's something that, we're trying to constantly look at how can we grow it. I'd love to reach out to some of the other providers and see if they want to, jump in on this so we can kind of collaborate.
Right.
And just have it more of a collaborative effort in with this. 'Cause
Pediatricians and
I think it
everybody.
makes a lot of sense.
It
Yeah.
does, and we don't have anything like that in our area, correct?
I don't think so. I think that, obviously there's clinics and there is urgent cares and
Right.
ERs, and certainly there are times when that's appropriate. But there's also a lot of times when, you can do it at a smaller level, and I think, as long as the place is equipped properly, and that was our big thing. Can we do this? Can we do it, successfully? Are we going to have the tools that we need to really pull this off? Because we didn't want to just say we're doing this and not have what
Right.
we need and not be equipped. So I think we've done well, and certainly we're just seeing where it can go, and it's definitely in its early stages. But I think it's great.
So now is this at your office you're doing this?
Yes.
So I do know that he has quite a lot of stuff, and what I've said, what I love about you is you always you think out of the box. If something does not work, all right, let's take a step back, reevaluate this, and we'll approach it at a different angle. With me, trust me, I'm not lying about this. You have to step back and try to figure it out. I'm not simple.
Actually, that makes me think. Do you ever get scared that you're gonna accidentally hurt somebody while I don't know, chiropracting them? I don't know. how you
No,
would
so
say that.
it's actually a good question. No, I have. Yeah, I mean, over the years, there's certain times, but you got to really. It's just being diligent, making sure you go through the things to make sure it's a safe environment for that person. Certainly, getting adjusted isn't always the right thing to do, but it's a tool that chiropractors use. And our disciplines do it too. Osteopaths learn it. I don't know how many do it anymore, but it's a great tool. But it's just a tool to get someone better. If it's not an appropriate way. So yeah, I mean, there are times certainly. It's usually we have patients from 3 days old, weirdly, all the way to we had someone that was 97 last week. So I mean, it ranges. So you just have to really make sure it's appropriate, and obviously all the care is delivered differently. How I may work on you may be different than I work on
Deputy Mike.
Deputy Mike. I got to dig into the toolbox for him. So,
But speaking of the toolbox, let's talk about you've got lots of equipment.
yeah.
So let's cover some of that equipment that you got.
All right. So yeah, I mean, I think it's important. I mean, look, we're all different, and I just how I will maybe work on you and you would be different. And so, I think you have to have a lot of options. It's not. Unfortunately, I wish it was just one thing works for everybody. That would be a wonderful, it'd make its job a lot
Come in,
easier.
crack, and away
Yeah,
you go.
it'd be
Yep.
great. But it's just not. That's not reality. And the longer you are in this field and in healthcare, and you realize that more and more. And ironically, what we, how I treat you today, 5 years from now, that may be not appropriate. It may have to work on you a little bit different. We change. Our body type changes. How fit we are changes. Our overall health may change, circumstances. So, I think having more options and having more things to do. So we have a lot of things. From massage chairs and hydromassage to electrical stim and ultrasounds and we do dry needling, we do adjustments, and
Acupuncture.
yeah.
Dry
So
acupuncture.
Oh
Ooh,
yeah, and I'll tell you right now, I am not a needle guy.
yeah.
By
Me
no means.
neither. Yeah.
And
most people are not.
yeah,
Right.
no, but I am, yeah, I am definitely was never a needle guy, but the acupuncture is one of the things that actually works on me.
Well,
And
you're telling me like how many needles are we talking here that are just going into you?
Yeah. Well, it
I-
depends. I mean, I think with him,
yeah,
I think we had maybe 10 to 12
Oh
in
my
his low
God.
back.
That's too much.
yeah.
That's too
you
many
you
needles.
don't even feel it.
Yeah, I don't even.
It's-
I don't want to
it's-
feel it. I don't-
Yeah, it's weird. You would think you would definitely feel it,
Mhm.
but it's not. It's not bad at all. Now, some areas can be. If you're doing your hands or your feet, like that's
Yeah.
they're sensitive. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's just something that again, it's. My thing is, what can we do to get this person from A to B the fastest and
right.
most effective? And I think you have to think of every avenue possible if you have the ability to do it.
Right, and he has got everything from weights. Uh,
Oh,
what
yeah,
are those
so-
bikes?
Yeah, so we have some recumbent bikes, and we have elliptical, seated elliptical, standing elliptical. So we have all kinds of different ways to, tons of band area. Actually, we're going to probably bring in we're getting ready to do that, bring in another person to help do some more one-on-one stuff with bands and some of that stuff, just to kind of get a little bit more personal care for that, because I think we could do better there. But yeah, I mean, we have a lot of options, so it makes it nice because, again, whatever's most appropriate, we're able to do there. So
Right.
we're fortunate.
In fact, my youngest son, unfortunately, he had to have surgery on his shoulders.
Mhm.
He got one shoulder done, but he was coming and you doing some strength
Yeah.
stuff with his, to help kind of build up for that surgery. And
Yeah, and for him, it was just, tweaking how he was doing it.
Yes.
It was just watching his form thing. And, look, okay, I know what you're trying to accomplish here, but the way you're doing it is putting too much stress in that area. So let's work this area a little bit differently. You can be just as effective, but not really stress out that area. And it seemed to work for him actually did well.
Yeah.
He could feel it right away that it wasn't causing the pain that he was feeling. And that helped him because he really wanted to work out.
Yes. Yes. So, I mean, my favorite thing is the hydro bed.
Hydro bed. What
Oh
is
my
a
gosh,
hydro
yeah.
bed? Is that like water?
Yeah, pretty much. So it's like
Oh.
it's like a chase lounge, lounge chair.
Mhm.
You get on it and it just goes your whole body.
Oh,
So
that's
it's just
gotta
from
be
your
nice.
from your ankle to your top of your head. And it's great because it does a good job of loosening things up, kind of getting some blood flow going. It's safe for just pretty much everybody.
Mhm.
So it's a good way. So someone that may not be able to handle some of the other stuff that's that you would think may be more aggressive, most people can handle that. So that's why it's very popular in that office.
Well, and I don't like. I did the chair. I do have a problem with being enclosed. I don't like tight spots. The chair, and I'm a big guy, so the chair to me was a
Tough.
tight. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, and I didn't feel like it bothered me being kind of enclosed into that.
Yeah.
I mean, the chair felt good, but I don't like being enclosed.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
what it goes
yeah,
back to is
yeah.
having options available.
Yeah,
So really we can, we're able to accommodate just about everything. And we're always thinking, what else, how can we be better? So, and there's certainly, I think that's what you need to do. I think you need to always self-assess the place and just make sure that we're always being able to provide the best options out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, this might be a little bit off topic, but I've heard that like cracking yourself,
Yes,
because like I know that like I crack my neck like all the time.
got it.
And I like whenever my back's killing me, I'll like do this weird thing and it'll crack my back. Is that like bad for you? Because I've heard it was, but I'm not like 100% sure. You know what I mean?
Everybody
Did-
hears is bad.
Yeah.
No, it's obviously not bad. What I don't think you should do ever is try to force it.
Okay.
So if you're just moving and it pops, and I mean, I think that's fine. But certainly, the old adage was, if you're going to get arthritis, you crack your knuckles, you're going to get arthritis. Well, that'd be me. I'd be giving people arthritis then.
Yeah. Yeah.
And obviously that's not the case. Like joints our bodies are meant to move, joint wise and just everything. And when things are fluid in our body, typically we're feeling okay. When things don't move or become stagnant, our joints aren't moving, we're stiff, things tend to go wrong. or so we tend to have problems in our insides when fluids and stuff gets stagnant. And like sinus is a good example. When things build up in the sinus cavities, we tend to have pressure. That's when potentially infection can set in. Not good. Should be moving. So, yeah, our bodies are meant to move. It's supposed to be fluid. So, adjustments just help that process. Helps our body function a little bit better.
Okay.
And like me, like right now, I'm working on losing weight. So, and actually, I never thought about this until he told me. But my body's readjusting itself. My muscles are moving. Trying to lose fat, but it's kind of like your body gets set, I guess, in a way, correct?
Sure. Yeah.
And now it's readjusting itself, and I got more creaks and cracks and adjustments.
Okay, so the more like you try to lose weight, the more it's going to adjust, the more cracks.
Well,
you're
yeah. I
gonna
mean,
have.
think about how your body shape is at one point, and then you lose a bunch of weight. You're probably going to carry yourself differently.
Yeah.
So you may have different stress on different areas, and it'll take a while for your body to kind of settle in again. And certainly, everybody thinks, well, I should feel a lot better. Well, it is good, but until your body kind of gets used to that new normal, you may go through some periods where it's uncomfortable. It's very common, and it shocks a lot of people because everybody thinks that I lost weight, I should feel great. Well, yeah, you will, but you may notice something else.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the body is it's always changing. So certainly it can cause you to feel that way, but it's usually short term. Because obviously I think being at a healthy weight is a good thing. For multiple reasons, not just joint health. Just in general health. So. Yeah.
It's a really cool office.
Yeah,
And if you come in on Tuesdays when I'm there, you may hear me snoring.
hear you snoring.
I caught myself a couple times
Yeah.
in the hydro bed. And you know what? He's got this cool chair. I don't know what it is about this chair. Like, I'll go in and sit like in this room.
You almost hate to even wake them up.
Yeah,
It's almost just like
I love this chair. Now, the chair I like sink into. It just, I don't know.
that's the best seat like
it is.
ever.
It kind of, now, this I don't mind being kind of wrapped up in. But I love this chair. And I don't know how many times he comes in and
Yeah.
I'm like,
you kind of like look through the curtain just to see if it's. Yeah.
yeah. So I love it. I love
But
it.
I love me a good chair like that. Just like where I just sit down, it sinks me. It's like I'm getting curdled, or whatever. That is not the right word. I don't know. All right, but like everything just loosens up, and you're just sitting there, and you just doze off sometimes.
But I feel bad at times because I am a big guy. He's a smaller guy, and trying to crack like. Man, my back is like, I don't know, it's like a hickory tree. I guess you could say.
Well, look, we were able to move it. We're able to do what we got to do, and that's
Yeah.
that's a tribute to you as well, doing what your stuff on the outside and being diligent. So, yeah, I mean it's always a different day in there, and that's what's great about it.
Yeah.
Every day is different, and that's what we want it to be, and it's a very upbeat environment. We have a lot of fun in there.
It is. And then he's got, it's pretty cool because, like, I guess you could do, like, almost like physical therapy stuff. That's what really reminds me of your room.
Yeah.
And he's got a big TV in there. Like, a lot of times he'll have sports or whatever on there. So it's.
Today will be the Guardians.
Guardians.
Hopefully they'll bring it home.
Yep.
But yeah, no, that's the room we want to try to even get. So that's where we're at right now, trying to, get in there a little bit more. But I think we need someone to get in there and be active back in there, helping some people do some different stuff. So we're hopefully going to add that in soon. Just to give people, again, because that's the thing. I hate when people just say, here, do these exercises. That's good. But I think you need to be shown a little bit. Most people, I think it helps if you kind of get a little hint one-on-one. You may not need that forever, but just to kind of get, until you get a good good feel for it, I think that just makes it a better, a little bit more personal.
Right. Which, let's move on to where we at.
Embarrassing moment.
The embarrassing moments, my favorite time of the day.
That's embarrassing.
So as I was telling you, unfortunately, on my show, everybody's got to share a funny, embarrassing moment. So if you don't mind.
I gotcha. Well, I mean, like I said, I was just telling you a little earlier about this bird that was just in my basement, and my daughter comes up and says, "I think there's a bird in the basement," and I definitely did not believe her. Like, I thought for sure there's no way that we have a bird in our basement. So I go down, and sure enough, there was a finch or some type of bird of that size down there. And, my daughter was thinking I'm going to be this hero of getting this bird out of the basement quickly. and so I went down and, sad to say, we have one part of our basement was just like a collection area. So, of course, that bird flew into that area. So I'm like stepping over things and couldn't get it. So I go, we don't have a net, so I go get a tennis racket out of the garage, come down there, and I go to swing, and my agility, it's sad to say, is not very good. And I just swung at this bird, missed it, didn't even come close to getting it, fell down. Pretty embarrassing, because it was like, come on, it was just a simple thing, and I thought, man, that's really sad. How far have I fallen from the, in your mind, you always think you can do those things, but obviously I was not very good at doing that. I will say that the bird is no longer in the basement, but it took a lot longer.
You finally got the bird out.
But it was, it was, the fall was pretty embarrassing, because it's like,
I do. When you're saying this, I just got the picture of the great outdoors. All you need is Jim Candy.
It was very much like that. Other than I didn't have the hood over my head and all the other stuff. But it was, and that's what I thought we had was a bat. But it was, that's just one of many embarrassing stories. I mean,
Yeah.
You got to laugh at yourself, though.
Oh, yeah, you have to. I mean, the bad thing is half the tales I have, I can't even tell.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Can't tell.
I have friends that could tell, but that's not appropriate either, probably.
Yes. So before we move on, I want to say that next Thursday, October 27th, we do have a trunk or treat here. Do you have little ones, or you know anyone with little ones?
Lots of people with little ones, yeah.
Well, we're having trunk or treats. They're going to line up cars all the way around the building. I believe we park everybody over here in the teacher's lot, and they can safely move around. And
yeah.
Lots of candy.
Just what we all need.
Yeah.
It's a dentist dream.
Oh, yeah. Right there it is.
They should sponsor it.
Well, the crazy thing is we did this. This is the third year. And we started like COVID, and it rained. In fact, I kind of got sick after this because I was standing out in the rain handing out candy.
Yeah.
And everybody, of course, didn't get out of their cars, and you had the mask on.
Sure.
And then it started out real nice last year, and we ended up in a tornado warning.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, we're shutting it down because there's supposedly a tornado touched down close to us.
Right.
We got people parking over here waiting to get candy.
Listen,
It's like,
you can't have enough of it.
It's tornado, people. Bye.
Weather's usually wrong.
Yeah. That was crazy. I mean, sirens going, we're bringing people into the building to get them, safe and all that. And you still had people lining up for candy. It's like,
Listen, I get it.
They want that candy.
That's right.
We need it.
Hey, candy makes you happy. What can you say?
All right.
So that actually is going to be wrapping us up. So I guess thank you for coming.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. It was great.
I'm still like a little deboggled here.
Shout out time.
Oh yeah, shout outs. See, I'm off today. I'm off. I got a lot of things on my mind.
It's okay.
I do, but
It's shout out time.
Thank you. You got any shout outs to anybody?
Oh gosh, I guess my kids, wife. Let's say shout out to them. They probably think this is cool.
You can shout out to
I'm
the
sure
whole
I'll get
world.
made fun of with this, but in the office and everybody else out there. But yeah, come check us out if you need any help. We can certainly do what we can to help you.
There you go. Anybody?
Me? Mom, Dad, love you guys. Mr. Duran, you for letting me on the podcast. I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool. Letting me on, it's an honor to be working with you. You know what I mean?
You are part of the posse.
I'm here.
Oh, all right. So before we close, or as we close, I'll leave you with this. We're all doing time. How are you doing your time? And remember, most importantly, it's always better to do your time freely on the outside than it is locked down on the inside.
I think we all can agree to that.
Word of wisdom. Well, until next time, take care.